About 2 years ago, I'm in my bedroom, opening up my laptop, and I'm about to hop onto my first coaching call, which is on an expensive rate. So I've been doing coaching before this for about a year. Coaching is where someone pays you and you just hop on like a video call to answer their questions and to give them advice. And before this point, I had charged literally £1, like $1 per hour. I was charging less than what teenagers in third world countries charge. And here I was on this day about to speak to this client named Ryan who had paid me £90. Huge. Before this, I had really started to dislike coaching because I was seeing that the clients that I had weren't really taking it super seriously. Now remember, they were paying £1 per hour. And so I'd go onto these calls, pour my life out to these guys and tell them, come on, let's hype up, rise and grind, bro. Let's go do some push-ups and, let's do this. And they just kind of like listened to what I was saying, but they wouldn't make any real progress. And I kept on hearing it, that I've got to increase my prices because that would get people better results. And it made sense. I wanted to increase my prices. I was charging far less than minimum wage, but I was scared. I was terrified. I feared the 14-year-olds on YouTube who might come in and call me a rip-off or a scammer. And so for a very long time, I really underpriced myself. It was when I read the book, $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. And it really talks about how you should navigate pricing your products and services so that you make more money, but also that the person who's bought your stuff actually gets better results themselves. And it makes sense. But I was scared of doing that. So I've read this book. It says, okay, increase the prices. And I'm there on my laptop about to increase the price. And I'm literally thinking like, people are going to hate me for this. As soon as people know that I'm going to charge more for anything that I'm doing, people are going to comment online, this was when my YouTube channel was really small. But I think, I'm going to do it. Because pricing myself at £1 an hour is not good enough. And so I put in the biggest number that I can think of. I set my hourly rate to £90 an hour. And someone buys on the same day, and this was Ryan. And so I'm about to hop onto this call with Ryan, thinking that he's some like rich guy or something. And he's literally just an ordinary young man who wants to know more about fitness and mental health, and he's watched a couple of my videos. I have a pretty good call with him, but I'm not going to lie, like I didn't expect much. Previously, I'd have good calls with people. They'd message me like, oh, well, hey, I haven't done anything that you told me to. It didn't work. I just relapsed again. And I want to get more clients. I want to make more money. And so I take my sales page where I'm selling this £90 an hour coaching, by the way, as a 23-year-old who's currently on government welfare. And I'm about to go share it on YouTube, and I press send, literally thinking, okay, I'm gonna get hate. And just as I expected, my notifications start blowing up like crazy. I hear my phone ding, ding, just start going off. And I'm literally thinking, okay, these guys, like my fans, some subscribers are commenting saying that my thing is a rip-off, that I'm overcharging, that it's a scam. These 14-year-olds are going crazy in the comments saying, look at this, everyone, he's increased his prices, it's not fair, and everything else. And when I actually look at my phone, I realize it's not messages from these 14-year-olds, it's actually messages from Ryan. And he sent me a picture. He sent me a picture of his habit tracker. And below it, he said, just checked off every single habit. I did the workout that you recommended. It was really hard, but I got through and I feel awesome. I also downloaded the meditation app and I did the 5-minute version of the daily meditation like you said. And it feels kind of nice. I understand why you meditate every single day. What's next? I was actually taken aback by this. I'm looking at his habit tracker with this unexpected feeling of fulfillment. That here is a young man who's actually taken my advice and his life has already improved and he's already on a great track. Imagine this. Imagine that there's like a young man out there who's usually got addictions and problems and pains, and suddenly he really gets onto self-improvement. And I realized that all this time it was never about the money. It was about the impact that I wanted to have on the men that I wanted to help. But the numbers in my bank account meant less to me than the ticks on Ryan's habit tracker. It was on that day that I realized that it was actually my duty to charge higher prices so that the people who did want to give me money to level up their self-improvement even more, so that they would get better results, because when someone pays, they pay attention. I want to use this section now as a very quick shameless plug. The top link of the description on this YouTube video is a link for Adonis School. I really do think it's an awesome place. It's a little bit pricey, so most people can't afford it, but if you're someone who really wants to invest in your journey to become an entrepreneur and make money online, and you want to be surrounded in a community of guys who are like you and learn how to develop your character and learn from me and 7 of the coaches I've hired, that's the top link in the description. Go there right now. The second book that's helped me to make a lot of money is $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. In this book, he breaks down what exactly to sell, what exactly an offer is. Because there's only 2 things you need to know to sell online, There's only 2 things to make money. It's the offer and traffic. The offer is what you're selling in exchange for money. And traffic is obviously just people going to your site and people who you've paid for advertisements or YouTube videos. It's just people, right? You need to understand the concept of offer. And once you understand that, you'll actually begin to see selling something, especially online, in a completely different way. So when you think about selling something, you think about selling a product, right? Like, for example, an ebook. When you think about selling a product, it's actually super weak. You won't sell many of that thing. If you just want to sell an ebook, you just want to sell a bathrobe, you just want to sell a bit of your coaching service, your little one-to-one coaching call, right? Because it's not the product that someone wants to buy, it's the transformation. It's not that someone wants to buy coaching. They want to buy the weight loss. They want to buy the feeling of fitting into the clothes that gets them socially validated. What I'm trying to say to you is, people don't buy your products and services, they buy the transformation. And so we think that they'll want to buy our products, but it's not exactly about the product. It's about what they really wanted. And so the idea behind this book, which really helped me, was to just destroy the idea of the singular product that you sell, and rather to sell in more of an offer package that will just help someone to get to their dream goal with you giving them so much more. And so this is the exact step that you can do, which has really helped me, and you'll want to write this down. Whatever you were planning to charge for any product or service that you've got, and if you don't have an idea right now, just think about it as your hourly rate in a job. Whatever you were planning to charge, times it by 10. Times it by 10, and then look at that number. And right now it might seem scary because you think, wait, I can't charge this much. Look at that number and now ask yourself, what could I do for this person that they would want and value for it to be worth this price? What other things could I give them? Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a video editor and you normally charge, you're a video editor on Fiverr.com, so you underprice yourself and you charge £3.50 per edit. It takes you half an hour, let's say 1 hour, right? You charge $5 an hour. You're gonna be broke because charging $5 an hour is not gonna make you any real money, right? You might be 14 years old and think that's good, but you could make a lot more just by following this simple thing. How about you times it by 10? Okay, you're gonna charge $50 an hour just for video editing? No. Now you think to yourself, okay, what does the person who would want this service actually want? What does the YouTuber who would go and hire a video editor actually want? Does he just want a video editor? No, he doesn't give a fuck about hiring a video editor. What he wants is a video that performs well on YouTube, and he wants to save his time. So you start to think about these things, okay, this is the thing that the guy actually wants. Then you start to think, okay, what are 20, 50 things extra that I could give him, that I could do for him, that would help him in his goal? So you start to think, okay, well, I can edit his video, but you know what? I'm gonna tell him, I will, if you give me permission on your YouTube thing, I will log on to YouTube, I will upload it for you, I'll put the right title, description, text, I'll even make the thumbnail for you, and I'll schedule it at peak times for you, so you literally don't have to do anything. That's awesome. Now imagine the difference between this. This is the video editor who charges $5 an hour and no one respects him. And this is the guy who's charging $50, but he's saying, okay, I will do all these other things that will save you time. Which one, and as a YouTuber myself, which one am I gonna hire? This guy automatically, because he's put such a low price, I'm gonna think he's shit. That's just the truth of it. I'm gonna think this guy's skill is fucking trash. If he's charging $5 an hour, this guy charges more than everyone else, and he's put a massive list. I know you're a YouTuber who wants to save his time, and so these are the extra things I will do for you. I'll even make the thumbnail. I'll make it a high click-through rate. I'll do the titles, everything. I'll do it all, so you don't even have to like log on to YouTube anymore, and you can focus on creating videos. Imagine how much more money this guy would make, and he's charging 10 times more. Think about the power of that. He's just added to his skill set. He's charging more, which means that he's gonna attract wealthier clients who can spend more money. Usually, like, this is just the truth, what we just learned in the story with Ryan. When someone pays more, they start paying attention. People who have got more money are always just better people to deal with. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. You can say that I'm being hurtful or something. When you're selling to someone who's richer, they are almost always better customers than selling to someone who's broke. The guy who prices his video editing for $5 is only going to get shit clients. But the guy who, for example, says he'll edit the video and do all this for $50 or for $500, who can afford that? The top tier YouTubers who are actually successful. And so you start networking with these big dogs. So this is something that a lot of guys have a huge limiting belief about. You're thinking, well, I can't charge that much because of this. Hamza told me that, 10 times more, but I can't because of this. You think that there's a special reason that you can't do this. Maybe you're young and thinking, oh, but people don't have that much money. That's one of the limiting beliefs I've always heard. And I always say to that, bro, you're 14. Most of your friends have got AirPods. Most of your friends have got $100 shoes. So shut the fuck up that, oh, but I'm only 14, it's too cheap. Oh, but bro, I'm in India. First of all, bro, you're selling to people worldwide. And second of all, have some fucking respect for yourself. Like, stop belittling your own country and your origins. Oh, but I'm in India and, people don't make that much money. There's billionaires in India. How the fuck do you think you're gonna sell to them if you're pricing your shit at $1 per hour? What do you think the billionaires and the multi-millionaires in India are buying from? They're not buying from little peasants who are charging $1 an hour. They're buying from a guy who had the confidence, the audacity to charge $100 an hour. So why would you not put yourself in that position? I speak to young men every single day in a Donna school about this because they don't want to price their things high enough. And I shout at them and I tell them, okay, price it like this. I'm telling you, I've already done all the split tests. I've already got all the data. Here is the data. It's better if you price your product at this much, like $500. And still I'll see guys come in like, oh, no, I've only put it at 99 because I'm really young. It's like, what the fuck? The whole point is that you listen to the guy who's got years of experience in business. Every guy who's in business will tell you the exact same thing. Don't undercharge yourself. It's something that every single businessman has done. When you undercharge yourself, you get the worst clients. They put in less work. You care about them less. You give them a worse service, and your self-image is lowered because you're a $5 an hour kind of guy or a $25 an hour kind of guy. Guess how much my hourly rate is? It doesn't even have a number because it's too absurd for me to write it down anywhere. It's literally too expensive for me to sell an hour of my time these days. If I was going to give you a random number which you think would be stupid to say, it'd be about $10,000 for an hour of my time. If a businessman wanted me to hop on a call with him and give him YouTube advice for an hour, I would probably charge about 10K. And you're thinking, oh, well, no one would pay that. I'm here on your side trying to help you to make more money. And you're fighting against your own success by saying, no, but Hamza, I can't charge that much because I've got a really small penis. No, here, Hamza, here's 7 reasons why I'm not that good. What I love about this idea of pricing more, which is what we've learned in this book, is that when you do put up your price, that's when your brain starts to think of ways that you can make it worth it. If straight away you allow these limiting beliefs that have been put onto you by the peasants or the media or your parents, these limiting beliefs, then you won't do it. But if you just open up your brain and really just think to yourself, okay, if I did charge 10 times more and I had to make it worth it, just as a fun practice, like don't get fucking offended at me, just for a fun practice, why don't you just spend 10 minutes just doing this? As an actionable step, like, why don't you just think about how much you're getting paid right now, whether it's a business or maybe it's like, you know, being an employee. If you've never really made money before, then you could maybe choose the minimum wage for your age in your country. So in the UK, it's, you know, it's £7 an hour. And you could think to yourself, okay, how could I be worth £70 for an hour of my time? What could I do? And for what kind of person? For me, let's say I've told you my hourly rate would be 10k. I could ask myself, okay, what could I do for someone that would be worth 100k but only require an hour of my time? I'd go choose some kind of businessman who's already doing 1 million a month, but he's only got a few thousand subscribers on YouTube. And I'd go and investigate his channel for like 10, 20 minutes. And I'd go and like maybe record him like a Loom or go onto a video call with him and give him 5 or 10 practical things he could start to implement straight away. I could even connect him with, for example, one of my editors. I could connect him with my thumbnail guy, and suddenly he's got like a team of capable people who are helping him. Then I can also let him text me and say that, okay, I can give you 2 minutes of my time per week after this. Then I can go on to a quick couple of messages with his team if he's got a personal assistant, if he's got a content director. You see, like, instead of just giving the base level and taking the scraps of what you could make, you charge 5 to 10 times more and you package it while just thinking, okay, what is his goal? It's just the thinking practice, and a lot of guys don't have this like power of belief where they just want to undercharge themselves, and it really shows. So it's all about packaging up what you're selling as this big offer to the cure of their problems, rather than selling a specific service at once. And that idea changed my life, because instead of, for example, selling a course, I put 7 courses inside of a private community where people can speak to me, and they can also get 10 calls a week, live calls a week with sleep experts and testosterone coaches and a Buddhist monk to teach you about dopamine detox and meditation, and calls with me, and a call with this guy who's really good at the way of the superior man so he can help you with finding your purpose, then affiliate marketing call. Like, I've put all of that together rather than just being like, oh, you know, I'll go onto a call with you, or rather than it being, okay, you know, you can buy this course. It's this entire package is what I sell. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you get 10 things that would help you when you buy my program. And that's why I charge 10 times more than, for example, Andrew Tate's program. Because we have the same offer, but I charge 10 times more than his. Give me a year and see how many people have joined mine, because I will be making a lot of money from this.